Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what do you mean to the person on your mind. So you can see an image on your screen right now. You've got three options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image in this reading, we're taking a look at what do you mean to the person on your mind. So we will take a look at three things actually in this reading. First, we'll find out where does this person place you in their life exactly. Then we'll see what kind of an impact do you have on this person. And lastly, we'll see where do they see things going between you and them. So think of a person and let's start your reading. Spirit, where does the person on group 1's mind place them in their life? We have the Emperor. Where does the person on group 1's mind place them in their life? Six of Pentacles. Where does the person on group 1's mind place them in their life? We have the King of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Pentacles. Alright. Here's what I'm getting, to be very honest, group 1. I feel like where they actually place you in their life is different from what they might project. And when I see this little sandwich going on over here between the Emperor and the King of Wands, it's almost as if somebody, and this might be a father figure, this might be somebody from their family, this might be an older male, when this group of people asks them, what do you mean to them? They say nothing, oh, it's just platonic, oh, we're just friends, or we're just colleagues, or whatever else it is that, however else it is that you might be knowing of each other. But what they cannot deny, or when people more closer to them, like their friends, for instance, or even when they're having this inner dialogue sometimes, like what does group 1 mean to me? You mean a lot to them actually. To an extent where with the energy of the Six of Pentacles, it's almost as if you complete them in a lot of ways. Alright, I feel like they see you as somebody whose opinion really matters to them. They respect you a lot. They respect what you have to say a lot. In fact, I also feel like there have been instances where they've had to choose whether to prioritize you or whether to prioritize their family, especially if their family is not overly fond of you for whatever reason. I am picking up on some sneaky energy over here. So it's like they're really fond of you. They really like you. And, you know, they want to keep being with you, or they want to keep investing in this connection, but they lie about this intention to others. And know for a fact that if in the past you've gotten this feeling that they chose their family over me or they chose somebody else over me, it's more like they had to. I mean, obviously they're an adult, so it's not that they couldn't have made their own decision. And I honestly don't know how much power does this Emperor yield over your person being represented over here with King of Wands, but it actually seems to be this overarching presence, especially with this having been the first card. When we look at the bottom of the deck over here, the Two of Pentacles, it's almost as if this person has had to juggle you and whoever this other party is, most likely their family or some other person who's close to them but does not like you. Yeah, so with the Hermit over here, it's like you are a well-kept secret, a secret that they're super fond of, a secret that they're not willing to forget. But unfortunately, it's like sometimes they have no choice but to abide by whatever it is that this individual or this group of people over here ask them to do. So they have given you a special place. I'm not going to deny that. With the Six of Pentacles over here, you do matter to them. You are important to them. But with Emperor coming first and then the Six of Pentacles, and especially over here also we can see one dog over here at is getting the bone and the other is kind of waiting for their turn to get the bone. So yeah, priority wise, it seems like their family or this person or whoever it is, they are at number one and then you're at number two. Okay, let's see, how do you impact this person? Spirit, how does group one impact the person on their mind? We have the Two of Cups. How does group one impact the person on their mind? Judgment. How does group one impact the person on their mind? The Ten of Wands. Guys, I'm hearing this song. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so there's this song by Selena Gomez called Back to You. Pretty sure a lot of you must have heard it. I'm hearing that song. And when I see Judgment over here with the Two of Cups, I told you, remember in the first spread, that sometimes they've had to prioritize their family or their friends or whoever else over you, but that does not mean that you don't matter to them. So the impact that you have on them, nobody else does, because this is a connection of hearts over here. No matter whether it's unspoken, no matter whether they've confessed their feelings to you or not, the feelings are there. You mean a lot to them. All right. And remember, I said that they get a sense that you complete them. Well, a similar message can be derived from the Two of Cups as well. It's like they keep coming back to you over here with Judgment, no matter what their family says. I'm just going to stick with family because that's what I'm picking up on more strongly. But of course, on a case-to-case basis, you would know better who or what is it that tries to drive a wedge between you and them. So regardless of whoever those people or whatever those people say, this person has not been able to let go of you. All right. The impact that you have on them is so massive. I don't think anybody has previously stirred their heart, stirred their feelings in the way in which you have, group one. And so sometimes it gets a lot for them, trying to strike that balance between you, between what you want, between what their family wants, trying to strike a balance between their feelings for you versus what is expected of them. Despite that, they're not willing to let go of you. Despite that, they're not willing to let go of this connection, even though sometimes it gets burdensome. It's like when they try to make it up to you, their family gets angry. When they try to make it up to their family, you get angry. Whatever else it is that's going on, it's honestly seems pretty messy, group one. I'm not going to deny that. But despite that, there is this hope over here, with the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Cups. Maybe this is someone you've grown up with, and you guys were hoping that with time things will get better, but most likely they haven't, in the sense that you thought eventually their family will accept you or whatever, but that hasn't happened yet. Okay. So group one, it feels like they're afraid of the vacancy that might get created. And when I say vacancy, think of it more as a feeling, this numbness, like something very precious has been taken away from them. They don't want to feel that. They don't want to experience that. And they know that if you leave their life or if they give up on this, that is precisely the emotion that will hit them. And it'll hit them like a truckload. I don't know how long it's been. Maybe it's been 2 years, maybe it's been 8 years, maybe it's been more than that, since you guys have been trying to make things work, trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. They don't want to let you go, group one. That much I can tell you over here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. I feel like they are struggling. They're definitely struggling because perhaps it's not very clear to them how can they make this work, but the intention is definitely quite solid. All because, again, the first card over here, the Two of Cups, you mean a lot to them. All right, like romantically, they are only and super invested in you, group one. All right, now let us see, where do they see things going between you and them? I'm going to shuffle this once more. Spirit, where does the person on group one's mind see things going between them and group one? Where does the person on group one's mind see things going between them? We have the Four of Swords. Where does the person on group one's mind see things going between them? We have the Five of Pentacles. Where does the person on group one's mind see things going between them? We have the Chariot. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Listen, group one, this person is willing to put up a fight. All right. So for instance, let's say their family says that no, we'll never accept group one and you'll have to, marry somebody of our liking or somebody who's from the same community as us or whatever else it might be, whatever your situation might be. I see them putting up a fight. They know that in the end, one party will get hurt. All right. They know that. With the Five of Swords over here, they know that their family will most likely end up being disappointed in them because they do not want to give up on you. It is the Ten of Wands that is transitioning into the Chariot. Where they see this going, see, they know it's not going to be easy. All right, with the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, very heavy cards, they know that it will be challenging. But it's like they did not come this far to only come this far with you. With the Two of Cups over here and the Four of Swords, they know that this entire journey that you guys have been on so far has been equally painful for you as well. And so, having come this far, they do not want to abandon you. All right. It's like this is the alternative that they're being given. Forget about group one, listen to us, come to us. But they do not want this option. And they don't want this option either. With the energy of the Chariot over here, most likely they feel like it's going to boil down to them having to cut ties with their family or whoever these people are who disapprove of your relationship, of your connection. Because no matter what happens, if they're asked to surrender you, they're not going to do that. If it comes at the cost of disappointing their family or disappointing these people, then so be it. Look at this. With the Four of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, they'd rather get hurt themselves. They'd rather face brickbats from their family than let anything happen to you. Rather than you being put on the spot and having to listen to all sorts of things from people, they'd rather endure all of that themselves. But eventually, with the Chariot over here, it's like they want to take you and they want to get away from this place as far as possible. In fact, I don't know if you guys have already discussed relocation. I just saw 1313, but it is coming up very strongly over here. They are very strongly feeling like, if I want to be with group one, if I want to live with group one happily ever after, I don't think that this can happen as long as we're in this particular town or city or country. I will eventually have to take group one with me and go someplace else. My family might see me as a traitor. They might think whatever they might have to about me, but I'd rather, fight for my love. I'd rather fight for group one, fight for the connection that I have with them, than accept defeat. That's not going to happen. So, I feel sorry for you guys, honestly. When I see these cards over here, I feel like this connection has been nothing but testing and tiring. But what I like about your dynamic group one with whoever this is that you're both not giving up on each other. And I think that in most cases, in all cases actually, that is what matters the most, that you guys do not give up on each other. And I don't see them giving up on you. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. I have started offering 2026 in-depth readings. If you'd like to book one for yourself, you can contact me on WhatsApp, email, or Instagram, all of which are given in the description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 2, if you guys chose the second image in this reading, we're taking a look at what do you mean to the person on your mind. So I've broken this down into 3 things. First, we'll find out where does this person place you in their life. Then we'll move on and see how do you impact them. And lastly, we'll find out where do they see things going between you guys. So think of a person and let's get started with your reading, group 2. Spirit, where does the person on group 2's mind place them in their life? We have the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles. Where does the person on group 2's mind place them in their life? We have the Page of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. We have Death. All right, you're asking about somebody from your past. I do not think that this is somebody whom you are currently dealing with or even talking to, group 2. Of course, if that is the case, then you might want to stick around and see if anything resonates, or you can pick another pile. Anyway, so for the rest of you, this person sees you as someone they're guilty of hurting. All right, this could have happened long ago. We have the energy of Page over here, we had Death there, and now we have the Queen. So I do feel like it's definitely been long. Maybe this is something that happened when you guys were in your teenage or you were young adults or whatever else. I feel like you're that mistake, a mistake as in, how do I put this? They don't see you as a mistake, more like what they did to you was a mistake, all right, that way. So whatever it is that they did to you, they see it as a mistake that they can never forget. All right, no matter how long it's been, maybe it's been 9 years for some of you, maybe it's been 10 years, maybe it's been more than that, but they still, it's like in some corner of their heart, in the deepest corner of their heart perhaps, there still is this guilt. You know, like how sometimes even when the fire goes out, we can see those pieces of wood still glowing a little bit. I think that is what it's like. So that guilt stays there, it's still burning. They see you as, okay, so right for now, I cannot say this early whether they see you as the one that got away or not, but definitely they place you as a person whose value they didn't understand when they had the time, and that realization hit them late, because she is a charmer, this energy, the 9 of Pentacles, and it's like back then they were too silly, immature, stupid, whatever it is that you want to call them, to understand that. And with the Queen of Swords being present over here and the Death card, I feel like because of however it is that they treated you, your attitude towards them changed a lot. Maybe previously you were very good to them, you were very sweet with them, and then eventually, of course, you distanced yourself as well, and maybe you gave them a piece of your mind. In fact, for 90% of you, I would say you definitely did give them a piece of your mind. You might have given them a reality check, you might have held a mirror up to them, and I feel besides the fact that they see what they did to you as a mistake that they cannot simply ever forget, what you made them realize about themselves, you know, whatever it is that you told them about them, whatever reality check you gave them, is also something that was very true but very bitter. You know, it's like each word of yours, it pierced straight through their heart, not because it was absolutely brutal, but because it was the harsh truth. You dropped one truth bomb after another on them, group 2. And that's also something that they haven't been able to forget. So in a way, I would say, where do they place you in their life? They place you as this learning experience which taught them, one, how horrible they can be, how unnecessarily rather horrible they could have been to someone, to an extent that they contributed in that person's behavior changing. And two, learning experience, because there was a lot about themselves, maybe their blind spots, maybe things that nobody else ever held them accountable for, and you call them out on all of that bullshit. So for that reason also, you've stayed with them that way. Okay, moving on, let's see, how do you impact them? Spirit, how does group 2 impact the person on their mind? So we have death now. How does group 2 impact the person on their mind? 5 of Swords. How does group 2 impact the person on their mind? And we have the Knight of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Pentacles and now the King of Swords. Okay. Group 2, how you impact them. See, this again is all happening, how you have impacted them. I don't think it's very fresh, like we'd said. Remember, I said that initially I cannot comment on whether they see you as the one that got away or not. Now, over here, somewhat along those lines with the energy of the 5 of Swords, it's like, how royally could they have fucked up their own love life, or how they managed to ruin things, how they managed to make a big mess, which was absolutely unnecessary. That realization has been dawned upon them because of you, because of this connection. And here's the thing, with the energy of death over here, it's not like you had this one-time impact on them and that's it, and then they went your way and they went their way and you went your way. I feel like this impact will always, always, always stay with them. All right. Because with the Knight of Wands over here and the 5 of Swords, I feel like whoever this person was, at that time, one, of course, like I said, they did not really understand your value. Two, they could have cheated on you. They could have kept their options open. They could have been more about, oh, let me explore what else is out there. Maybe the grass is greener on the other side. And for all of those reasons, they could have left you. And when they left you, they could have actually done that in a very brutal manner. They could have been very bitter, very cold in their words. Whatever explanations they gave you might have made no sense at all. Their actions could have left you with more questions than answers. You could have tried really hard from your side to figure out what happened. You could have taken endless readings for them. Just like too much was going on. But to no avail, right? They never gave you any closure, nothing of that nature. Now with time, they've come to this understanding that had they stayed put, and instead of looking around here and there for more options, had they continued to focus on you, had they recognized your value earlier, they wouldn't have lost out on you. They wouldn't have lost out on the opportunity to build something meaningful with you. They should have stayed put and they should have invested in this connection rather than abruptly ending it. All right. So it's one of those things where, you mess up royally, but you know that you cannot go back in time to change things. It's just, like that ship has sailed. From time to time, you'll think about it, you'll feel these pangs of pain, I would say, knowing fully well that there was that window. I could have made it right. I could have taken a U-turn, but one after the other, whatever chances I was given, I did not take them. I did not see the potential in this. And now all I can do is sit and think about the what ifs. So that is the impact you've had on their life, group 2. They see you as something, they see this connection rather as something that could have been very promising, that could have been very fulfilling, but they single-handedly wrecked it, and now it's too late to do anything about it. That guilt, that regret, that realization will always haunt them. And so I would say slightly indirectly, or however, you are continuing to impact them, because with the energy of death over here, this is definitely not something that they've put behind them. All right, they still battle with these thoughts. Okay, now let's see, where do they see things going between you guys? Spirit, where does the person on group 2's mind see things going between them? We have the 9 of Wands. Where does the person on group 2's mind see things going between them? We have the 9 of Cups. Where does the person on group 2's mind see things going between them? We have the 4 of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. We have the Page of Wands. They know that this is a lost cause, all right? They honestly do not see things going anywhere. And I'm picking up on 2 messages over here. Firstly, let's just compare the people represented in the 9 of Wands and then the 9 of Cups. The person in the 9 of Wands is clearly, they look beaten up, right? They look like they're struggling, and they are. That is classically what the 9 of Wands in any case talks about. Meanwhile, the person in the 9 of Cups is having the time of their life. All of their wishes have come true. They're celebrating, endless supply of wine and everything. So they're happy. This is your energy right underneath the 9 of Swords, and this is 9 of Pentacles, and this is their energy. They know for a fact that now they're merely an onlooker. All right. It's like, think of this as a boundary. Think of this as a veil. Think of this as something that separates you from them. So maybe you guys are connected on social media, but you don't talk to each other. They have your contact information. Maybe you do theirs as well. You have theirs as well, but there's no contact as such. So only from behind the screen, they can get a glimpse of you. They can get a glimpse of how your life is now. But beyond that, they know that they cannot do anything. They don't have that right anymore. They do not have that power anymore. Plus the fact that you seem so content, so goddamn content, so happy, that it's pointless. And this is where I will tune into the other message with the Knight of Swords over here and the Page of Wands. They get a feeling that the other reason why they don't see things going anywhere and why it's also pointless now is because they fear that if at this point, when you're living your best life, they try to make any move towards you, you will think of them as highly immature, silly, and maybe even desperate or cringe or any other word that you'd like to fit into that. You know what I mean, right? And of course, they don't want that. They don't want you to think of them that way. They are already aware that you're not very pleased with them, right? With that energy of the Queen of Swords that we'd gotten earlier. So where they see this going is, well, like I said, nowhere. It's pretty much a dead end. But they do know that for the rest of their life, or for however long it is that you guys stay connected, their only option will be to just sit, look at you, and sulk. Sulk that they could have been an active part of this lovely life that you're living, but they single-handedly ruined it. All right, group 2. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. I am doing 2026 detailed readings for my clients. If you'd like to book one, you can contact me on email, WhatsApp, or Instagram. You'll find all those details in the description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello group 3, if you guys chose the third image in this reading, we're taking a look at what do you mean to them. So we'll take a look at 3 things in this reading. First would be, where do they place you in their life? Second, how do you impact them? And third, where do they see things going between you guys? So think of a person and let's find out. Spirit, where does the person on group 3's mind place them in their life? We have the Page of Wands. Where does the person on group 3's mind place them in their life? We have the Fool. Where does the person on group 3's mind place them in their life? We have the Three of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Cups. I wonder why that is. Okay. I just heard circles. I just heard that this is somebody you keep going in circles with. Today you're connected with each other, very happy, everything's going really well, and then suddenly something happens and you guys stop talking, and then other people intervene, get you guys to patch up, and then back to square one. Interesting. Yeah, so and this might have been going on since 2013, since 2023, since 2017. There might be a 3-year age gap between you guys. Somebody was born in Feb, somebody was born in March. Take what resonates. Where do they place you in their life, group 3? Definitely somebody that they cannot go on without for a very long time. And I think it's the same on your end, which is why you guys ultimately do keep on circling back to each other. There is definitely immaturity over here as well. Sensitive things are not being handled in a mature manner, whether it is a sensitive conversation, whether it is a sensitive aspect of the connection. And I don't know whether it's you or whether it's them, but definitely one or both of you, maybe them, because I'm always on your team. Anyway. Yeah, so one person is definitely not handling things as sensitively or as maturely as they should. They might be, so one person let me gather my thoughts. One of you sees long-term potential over here. One of you wants something concrete to come out of this. And the other person is like, oh, let's just see where it goes. Let's just go with the flow. Why do we have to label it right now? Why do we have to make all of these promises to each other right now? Let's just see how it unfolds. And I think that is where that riff is coming from, because you're not on the same page. You like each other. You cannot go on without each other for too long. But in terms of what do you both want from this, out of this, the alignment isn't there. One of you wants to wait and see where it goes, and the other person is like, how much longer am I supposed to wait for? Yeah, definitely. With the Eight of Wands, one of you does not want to wait, and the other person is not giving any surety. And that is where the problems are stemming from. Okay. See, you're definitely important to them. All right. I'm not going to deny that. Honestly, with Page of Wands and Three of Pentacles, I feel group 3, whoever this is, they actually place you at a very important position in their life. They think of you as somebody who makes them sane, all right, as somebody who grounds them, as somebody who time and time again reminds them of what is important and what isn't, somebody who always keeps them on the right track. It's like you're the glue holding everything in place. So you're definitely indispensable, is what I'm hearing for this person. I also feel over here with the energy of the Fool and the Page of Wands that in a lot of ways they think of you, or they place you as somebody who helps feel them, make them feel alive. All right, especially if this is somebody who has a lot of work to do, somebody who's got a lot of things just going on in the background. When they're with you, it's like they get an escape. With you, they get to escape. With you, they get to think about something other than the pressing issues of their life. And now, of course, the problem is that you too want them to think about certain serious things, but then when they're with you, they're so far down the whole, oh, let's just enjoy ourselves, that they're not able to give you the kind of focused attention, I would say, that you want from them. They get very excited at the idea of being with you, But looking at these cards, group 3, I can tell you that if you take a step back, or if you're like, no, this is not going to go on for too long like this, then it won't. Because like they said themselves, you are the glue. So you are important to them, you are indispensable. You ground them, you help them feel better about themselves. But there is a misalignment regarding who wants what by when. Okay, moving on, let's see, how do you impact this person, group 3? Spirit, how does group 3 impact the person on their mind? We have the Magician. How does group 3 impact the person on their mind? We have the 9 of Swords. How does group 3 impact the person on their mind? We have the 10 of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. So listen, they do genuinely love you. The Ace of Pentacles, yeah. But then here's the thing, this is more grounded, right? This definitely is more grounded. This is like, yeah, you love me, but okay, now we're committed, now we're married, that energy. So the feelings are mutual. That is something you don't need to worry about. In fact, group 3, I would say they're very worried about you leaving them. They do not want to imagine a day where you will not be an active part of their life. So those would be my neighbors' puppies. Anyway, so with the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords over here, I feel like each time you give them an ultimatum, group 3, they promise to do better and to think about it and all of that. But in reality, what they think about is a day where you might not be with them. Like, oh, what if group 3 breaks up with me? Or what if group 3 leaves? What if I'm not able to get my shit together in time for group 3 to accept me? What will happen then? So when I said that you were indispensable to this person, they are actually very, very, very afraid of losing you, group 3. I do feel over here with the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles, and especially the Ace of Cups, a lot of breakups and patch-ups have already happened between you guys. And well, again, it's that same energy of always circling back to each other. You definitely ask them deeper questions, which I don't think anybody else does. Like, what do you want from your life? Why are you so aimless? Oh, where do you see this going? And for some reason, with the 9 of Swords over here, when somebody starts asking these deeper questions to this person, they start panicking. I don't know whether it's because they do not have any ready responses, or whether it's because they genuinely do not know what they want. Whatever it is, it, I would say, kind of triggers them. All right. Now, with the energy of the Magician over here, the way you impact them, look, okay, how do I explain this? Just for the sake of explaining this, it's like you're a parent who is keeping a watchful eye on this person, because you're always giving them sound advice and you're always telling them what they should or shouldn't be doing. And yeah, so hand holding, definitely. And that might be another reason why they're very afraid to lose you, because not only are you their lover, you're also their philosopher, you're also their guide, the whole shebang. And so they're afraid that if you leave, who will tell them what to do? Who will tell them where to go? Who will understand them? And so it's, like double whammy, losing you and simultaneously suddenly getting very alone and lost in the world, not knowing their way out. Yeah, they want to hold on to you very tightly. Their emotions for you are deep and they're pure. The problem, of course, is of this whole emotional immaturity angle, like I said. But you mean a lot to them, group 3, that much I can see. because you're playing this dual role over here. Like I said, not only are you their companion, not only are you their lover, you're also their guide, you're also their philosopher, you're also the person who is helping them navigate their way through life. So that's two reasons why you mean so much to them. Now let us see, where do they see things going between you guys? Spirit, where does the person on group 3's mind see things going between them? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Where does the person on group 3's mind see things going between them? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Where does the person on group 3's mind see things going between them? We have the Five of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. It's not that they don't want to give you commitment or that they don't want to marry you. In fact, they do definitely see this moving towards commitment, marriage, settling down, kids, anything and everything that you want. But with the energy of the Five of Wands over here, they know that it's not going to be an easy journey. And the reason behind it is because your timelines aren't matching. Timelines in the sense, not the timeline that you're operating on, not in that sense. For instance, let's say that you want to get married in 2026 and they're like, no, 2026 is too near, I don't want to get married in 2026, I want to wait. And so then you'll ask them, okay fine, then how much do you want to wait? For which they have no answer. And so then the quarrel starts again. With the energy of the Queen of Swords over here and the Page of Cups, they have a feeling that whatever it is that they can offer you right now is not enough. And it's such an interesting energy of this person that you're asking about, honestly, group 3, because they love you, they want to give commitment to you, but they don't know by when will they be able to give that level of commitment to you, and they're not sure whether you'd be willing to wait or not. They do not want to piss you off, they do not want to lose you either. So they know that it's not going to be an easy journey. However, the good thing is, with the Five of Wands over here, that this does not mean that they want to break up with you or that they don't ever want to see you again or they don't ever want to talk to you again. It's like they've accepted that unintentionally, I will end up hurting group 3. We will have quarrels. It will take us some time to get on the same page regarding when should we get married or when should this happen or when should that happen. But if anybody asks them, who do you wish to marry or who do you wish to spend the rest of your life with or who is the one for you, instantly you will be the answer, group 3. They're very sure of you with the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. They know that when they decide to spend the rest of their life with somebody, when they decide to put down their roots, it'll be you and you alone. But the problem that they are aware of, like they can see exactly or very clearly, and see, this is where it's interesting. They don't know when they want commitment, they don't know half of those things, but they can very clearly see where this is going. So they know that it's going towards commitment. They know that you're the one for them, but they also know that it's not exactly going to be a cakewalk, because you in this energy of the Queen of Swords and then them in their immature energy of the Page of Cups over here, there are bound to be tensions, there are bound to be arguments. Now the real question that arises then from all of this, group 3, is, are you willing to wait? And by when can they give you any clarity? So that is that, group 3. These are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you would like to book a personal reading with me to know more about this or anything else, or even if you want to book a detailed 2026 reading with me, I have started doing that for a lot of my clients. You can contact me on email, WhatsApp, or Instagram. You'll find all of those linked in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.